Let's talk about setting boundaries to protect your family. Daycare is an all-consuming job. My name is Christina. I have had a home daycare for 30 years, and people ask me a lot of times a lot of different questions and advice, and so I'm out sitting in my garden, the most peaceful place in the world to me, relaxing this evening, and I'm going to answer some of those questions, even though the flies are bothering me today. Whoa. So... What kind of boundaries? If you have children that are young and they're still at home, what's this crazy hair? You need to protect their space and give them their own places that they can be. We just have one child, and when she was little and the daycare kids were here, she had her own room. I didn't put any daycare stuff in her room, and we had a 3-bedroom house, so the playroom was for the kids, her room was for her, and our room was for us. And she had her own toys in there. I didn't force her to share anything. She could bring out anything she wanted to share with the kids, and that was fine. But if she wanted to keep it in her room, they weren't allowed to go in there and ransack the place and tear up all of her things. And especially as she got older, that protected her from a lot of hurt feelings and having like big kid toys that were more maybe fragile or delicate than the little kids' toys and things like that. So she deserved that. She deserved a place of her own in her home. And another thing is, most of us are women. Your husband, you need to set boundaries with people. One time I had a parent that was unhappy with my husband being home on his time off, and I just had to tell them, like, I understand that because I'm leery of men being around children, but he lives here and this is his home, and I can't tell him that he can't come home on his breaks. So you need to be comfortable with him to begin with. You know, he's not in the bathroom with kids. He doesn't change diapers. He will sometimes read to them or like mow the yard or load the dishwasher, but he's not just spending time alone with the kids unless I have some type of emergency or pre-planned appointment. One time I had to go get my driver's license, and so he stayed, but I let everybody know in advance, like, I'm going to be gone for this 30 minutes or however long it takes to get a driver's license, or I had a doctor's appointment or something. I do it very rarely, but they know in advance. And if you don't want your child to be here with him, you can not send them until after such and such a clock, or I'll text you and let you know when I get back. That's fine. And I've never had anybody that, stayed uncomfortable with him once they got to know him. And most people aren't uncomfortable with him to begin with. He's not creepy or anything. And I was just able to work it out by saying, I understand how you feel. He's not changing diapers. He's not going anywhere with the kids alone unless I let you know ahead of time. And, I can't do anything about it because he lives here. And it ended up working out great, and I had more of their kids later, but it was because I was open and honest. But your time, those are boundaries that you set in your contract. And people asking for earlier hours or later hours is a big time suck from your family time. You only get like 3 or 4 hours of family time a day, and you're having daycare for 10 or more, or close to 10. So it's fair for you to say, no, you have to pick up at 4:30, or no, you have to pick up at 6 o'clock. This is my family time. And those are the kind of boundaries that your family needs. So I've been blogging on littlesproutslearning.co for 10 years, answering all the questions that people ask me and putting up different inspiration and ideas for people. So if you have questions or just want to get inspired, go check out the blog. Thank you.